All right, so now that we have all of our blend expressions set up and we have our blend mouth movement set up for speech, we should be ready to kind of connect them to your character. So we're going to do a little bit of cleanup in the outliner. If you notice, we do have all of our I think all of our blends are still kind of loose. Yeah, so what we're going to do is select all of them over there. If you can do a Command G to group them all up, we will be naming this the blend group. Yeah, so if you can name that the blend group. Okay. The other thing we're gonna have is you'll notice right off the bat, the character face rig. When we first opened this file, that was kind of like the only geometry that was like showing, and that held everything. Yeah. So we're gonna continue with that process. We're gonna put the blend group in there. So if you can go ahead and click on the blend group, hit the command key while you're in the outliner, and then click on character face rig, and then we're just gonna press P to parent it. Basically, what this does is it drops off your blend group in there, so it's kind of like occupying the same level as your globe when your model itself. Yeah. The other thing we'll do is we'll just drop off your reference objects. Remember, that was your eyes and your teeth that you duplicated, just to make sure that it didn't end up like going through your character, yeah, while you're doing all of your editing with your soft select and so on. So we're gonna drop that off as well. So if you can go ahead and click on reference object, then we're gonna command click on blend group, and we'll drop it in there. So if you can press P, that'll drop it in there, and it'll be on the same level as your blends. Yeah, so looking pretty clean in there. We can close up all of that. Yeah, so we're all good. Okay, now let's make our connection. Okay, so right now we have all of our expressions, but they're static. Yeah. Let's make sure that they do affect the character itself. If you can kind of go down the line, we're just gonna select each of our blend faces, and then last but not least, holding down shift, if you can select your character itself. Yeah, so get your 7, and then number 8 is going to be your character. Okay, once you have all of that, if you can double check and make sure you're in your rigging menu. Yes, so upper left hand corner, please make sure you're in your rigging menu. We are going to go into deform, and then we're going to choose the square next to blend shape. So again, deform, and then the square next to blend shape. Okay, over in here, just to make sure we're all on the same page, if you can go to edit, and we're just going to do a reset settings. Okay, that's all we really have to do. From here, you can then go ahead and click on create, and now you have your character face is now connected. Okay, let's test it out. So what I'm going to do is click off on here. I'm just going to select the I am just going to select the character face, yeah, and we can kind of zoom in on it. Okay, so there she is. Now if you take a look in your channel box, yeah, we can kind of scroll down into this input section. So it's a little bit messy. I did a little bit of cleanup in here, unfortunately, at the last minute, which I maybe shouldn't have done. But if we go into the blend shape right here, so if you click on the blend shape over here, under inputs, yeah, this will give you a whole bunch of different like all of your blends are in there. Yeah, now to see if they work or not, you can kind of go right over here, and if you middle mouse button click and drag, yeah, what you'll see is like you can hop from 0 to 1. Yeah, so blend, here's how your character looks like when they are happy. Yeah, and then you have your next one. We can go and drop off and see how your character looks when they are angry. So I'm going to drop that one in. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Surprise. Yeah, okay. That kind of work. Sad, so on and so forth. Yeah, so there's WQ. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay, and then the F, which is the one like F, F. Okay, so that looks like it's kind of working. The other thing you can do if you want to mess around with this a little bit is you'll notice that you can combine, yeah, so you can do a happy, yeah, or you can do an angry, woo, woo. All right, so yeah, we got some options going. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. All right, so here's the test that I'm going to ask you to kind of perform just to make sure that the jaw and the expressions both work at the same time. So I'm going to be clicking on the face. I am going to go to that blend shape. I'm going to choose one of the expressions. I think I'm probably just going to run with the angry one, and then drop that off and put that at 1. Yes, I'm just going to drop it off at 1 over there. Yeah, she's big mad. All right. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna see if the jaw moves along with this blend shape. Yeah. So if you can go ahead and click on your lower jaw control curve, we are going to go into our rotate X. So if you can make sure you highlight that field, and then middle mouse button and drag it. Yeah. So see if you can middle mouse button and drag it. Now, what you may notice is that when you're doing this, you may notice that, oh, only your teeth are moving, yeah, which is, and your tongue, which is not ideal, right? That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. So we're gonna end up fixing that up, and this is just kind of an error that pops up a lot of the time. So let's kind of adjust for that. The way we can do that is we're going to click on your character over here. We're going to right click on your face, and then we're going to go and choose the inputs option. Yeah, so we're going to go and find inputs, and then we're going to all the way to the bottom to all inputs. Yeah, so again, we're right clicking, going to inputs, and then all inputs. Here's the window that pops up. Okay, now your list may end up being a little bit different from my list. Depending on like the file that I end up passing on to you folks. Yeah, but basically you're gonna see a list. Somewhere on the list is going to be blend shape, probably near the top. Okay, this means that it has the lowest priority. We actually want this to have a much higher priority. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on it, and we're going to drag it. Yeah, so a middle mouse button dragging, and I'm going to drag this all the way down so that it's at the bottom. Yeah, so here it is at the bottom over here. Then when I click on the close button, okay, and I go back to my jaw rotation. Yeah, so I'm going to highlight rotate X again, middle mouse button drag. Okay, expression almost kind of remains, but now when the mouth is sad, when the mouth is mad, but it'll work with the open mouth. Yeah. Now, one thing you'll also notice on this that is an unfortunate side effect is that the brow controls have a little bit stronger power over the face than the expression, unfortunately, because I think we had it on angry. Yeah. So what you would end up doing is you would kind of backwards engineer the brows for this portion. Yeah, so this is how you would end up like kind of getting that expression, is like messing around with it like this. Yeah, so use your brow controller to move it around, and then also your move tool, yeah, to kind of drop it off. Yeah, so that's how you kind of get angry. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we can kind of move this around. Who is she angry at? Hopefully, oh, right there, whoever's there. Yeah. Okay. All right, so anyway, that's basically us testing all of that out. Okay, so hopefully that works out okay. All right, but now at least the expression will kind of stick. Yeah, so please double check to make sure that works or not. If it doesn't work, yeah, do change your inputs. All right, so we're almost there. I'm now gonna kind of put everything back to its original position. So I'm clicking on my lower jaw control, put my rotate X back at 0. I am going to go to my brows, and let's see right there. Yeah, and then put my translates back to 0. Put the rotates back to 0 as well. Okay, same thing with these guys. Just was just testing it out. Okay, and then we're back to the original shape. A little bit of a deformation over there. Shucks. Oh well. All right, and that's gonna be eligible, I think. Now, just like with everything else, we don't want, like right now, like if I'm clicking around, I can click on the geometry. We kind of don't want it all over the place. We want it on like one of these control curves, so we don't accidentally like end up like distorting or changing the look of the character. Yeah, at this point everything should be kind of set. So here's how we're going to fix that up. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going back to my blend shape over here. Put that back to 0. Yeah, so back to its um, original expression, which is like neutral. Okay, and then we're going to now set up our control curve. Yeah, so we have a control curve. We'll put it like kind of at the top of the character. Real simple to do. We're going to go create nerves primitives. Let's get a circle. Yeah, so create nerves primitive circle. Let's rotate it so that it's facing towards us. So our rotate X, if you could put that at 90. Okay, I'm gonna jump to my front view and drop it off. So this is going to end up right above the character. So somewhere around here. I'm just gonna reshape it. So if you can right click, go into control vertex. Yeah, so right click, go into control vertex. I'm going to change a few things about it. In fact, I'll get this control vertex up here, bring that down. Sorry, I think I'm in B mode still, so I'm going to press B again and drop that off. Maybe I'll go and get all of these vertices, these control vertices, and oh, let's work with these. 1, 2. Yeah, I like those. Okay, all right. Oh, sorry, I forgot we're in Object X. Let's take off the symmetry on this. We don't really need it anymore. So I'm gonna switch that to off. Okay, and then I'm going to go to scale. So let me grab these two, and then these two, get to scale, and kind of bring that out. Then maybe we'll make like a heart thing or something to show that this is going to be where our expressions are going to be. Yeah, so maybe something like that will work. Okay. All right, so that works out pretty well. This is, again, anytime we need to do any kind of editing for our anytime we're getting controls for our expressions, yeah, that's where we're going to go. So if you can go to your channel box, we are going to be naming this. So this is going to be called blend shapes control curve. Yeah, so blend shapes control curve. The other thing we're going to do is, once we kind of got the shape, everything looks pretty good, I'm going to freeze this. So if you can go modify, freeze those transformations, and it should be nice and clean over there. Okay, and we're now going to connect those individual blend shapes to this particular control curve. Yeah, sorry, I just realized one more thing. If you can double check, there's a good chance that the control curve is kind of far off from the character, because unfortunately I did not make this rig down the center. So if you can check in your side view, just kind of center it over here. Okay, that would be super awesome. And then again, we'll just do another freeze transform. Yeah, so there's our freeze transform. All right, so here's how we do our connection between the two. Very easy. So we still have our blend shapes control curve selected. I'm going into Windows, General Editors, and then I'm going to choose the connection option. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and find the connection editor. Okay, so again, Windows, General Editors, Connection Editor. Nice little window will pop up. On the left side, we're going to have our blend shapes control curves. We're going to keep this up for a little bit, yeah? Okay, now the other thing that we're going to do is we need to access the blend shapes on the right side, yeah? So to do that, we're going to click on our character's face, yeah? So go ahead and do that. Then we're going to choose reload right. So if you can go ahead and click on reload right, yeah. Okay, now over here we almost have everything. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna have to go one more level on here. So if you can now go to your channel box, we're gonna scroll until we find our blend shapes. Yeah, so here's our blend shapes over here. I'm gonna click on that one. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and reload right, yeah, because I actually want this information available on the right side, because this is where we're going to be doing our connections, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go over here. I'm going to reload right, yeah, and that'll put our blend shapes in here, yeah, so that should look pretty good. All right, so here's our connection, yeah. Now we're going to do a left and right, yeah. Before we do that though, now that we do have our blend shapes, yeah, so over here I'm gonna ask you to look for weight. Yeah, so you may have to scroll a little bit, Yeah, but we're looking for weight. If you can click on the plus sign, here's our blends. Yeah, so here's our blends over here. If you can also look on the left side, yeah, we are looking for that information as well. So we're gonna have to go and find that. But this is really important over here. Once this shows up, okay, we are all good. We can now go into our our blend shape control over here. Yes, I'm gonna click on the control curve. I'm gonna go to all of these. Yes, I'm selecting everybody. Okay, and then I'm just going to right click and choose lock and hide selected. Yeah, so again, making sure that the blend shape control is curve is selected. I'm going to highlight all the fields, right click, and then choose lock and hide selected. Yeah, and that will end up hiding those from in here. Okay, we are going to add a few more things on here. Okay, so we're almost there. Yeah, so now we still have our connection editor up here, so I'm going to move this over to the side. We're going to hop right back into this right after. However, we are going to have to add some attributes. Yeah, so right now if you look at your blend shape control curve, we don't have transform, scale, rotation, visibility, any of that stuff. What we're going to put in here instead is all of this information. So we're going to have our happy, angry, surprised, sad, and so on and so forth. So we can kind of control it anytime we press on this control curve. Yeah, okay, so to set that up, we're going to go up to modify, and we're going to choose add attribute. Yeah, so modify and choose add attribute. Okay, now we're going to make 7 of these. Yeah, so we're going to make 7 of these. So I'm going to actually have this connection editor handy, because that's really going to help me name things. Yeah, so I'm going to go down the list right over here. So where it says long name, right now we're making fields. Yeah, so for long name, real easy. I'm just going to put down happy. Okay, and that should be good. And then down over here for minimum, put 0. For maximum, put 1. Yeah, and that's all the information that I'm going to be putting in there. Yeah, so again, give it a name, give it a minimum, give it a maximum. Yeah, so happy, 0, and 1. Then we're going to click on add. You'll see as soon as that happens, when we look at our blend shape control curve in the channel box, now we have 1 field for happy. Yeah, so off to a good start, 6 more to go. Okay, so let's take a look at our list next. Now we got blend angry next, so let's go ahead and type that in. We got angry. Okay, same information, 0, 1. Press add. Okay, and then now we got our second one over here. Okay, we can kind of continue that, super easy. Yeah, so now it's surprise or not, we knew it was coming. Okay, 0, 1, add that one, and then it looks like the last one is for the expressions is sad, 0 and 1. If we take a look at your control curve, now we got all of our expressions that we created in there. Okay, so we're almost there. Now we're just going to kind of do our sounds. Yeah, so long name. Okay, we definitely got WQ. We're probably going to put that lowercase. Okay, and 0 and 1. Okay, add that. And then we got MVP. Yeah. Row 0 and 1. Yes, MVP 0, 1, add. And then we got one more to go. This one is going to be, of course, the F. Yes, if you can go ahead and type that in. 0, 1, and click on OK. Now we have all 7 of our blends listed on here. Okay, so that should be pretty helpful. Okay, now if we take a look at your connection editor, if you look on here, we have a lot of additional, like just a ton of information. Unfortunately, we are looking for this information that we just made. This is where we want to have that connection to our blends. Yeah, so what we're going to do here is we still have your blend shapes control curve selected. Now you're going to click on reload left. Okay, and you notice that it popped a little bit. That means now it has all of that information. I'm going to scroll and find it. Yeah, so here it is down over here. Happy, angry, surprise, sad, WQ, MVP, and F. Yeah, are all down here. Okay, we're just going to forge connections now. So they're side by side. Let's go. Okay, so this happy over here should be connected to blend happy on the right. Okay, they'll italicize to let you know they're connected, of course, right? Like we did before. Okay, and then click on angry, blend angry, surprise, surprise, sad, sad, WQ, WQ, MVP, MVP, F, and F. Yeah, and then now all of these on the control curves should be connected. Yeah, so we can test this out, but looks like we got everybody italicized. That means they're all connected to something, so we can go ahead and close this up. Okay, blend shape control curve. When we click on it, yeah, so I will go ahead now and highlight it. Okay, and now we can go to our menu set over here, middle mouse button, and drag over here. Okay, and what should happen now is we should be able to see our changes. Oh my goodness, this smile looks like a totally different person, which is kind of hilarious. Okay, middle mouse button for angry. There we go, there we go. Okay, yeah, so kind of similar to how we had things before. It's just that I think the weird part is that the eyebrows, yeah, our information isn't taking too well. The rest of it though is happening, yeah. So there's our woo, woo. All right, woo, and then bapa. All right, that's happening. Okay, and then our F. Yeah. So now we have all of our connections in place. Okay, and so yeah, we're kind of good to go. We have a character that we can kind of change up pretty well. So we're almost finished. The last thing that we're going to do is kind of do some cleanup. So let's go ahead and fix that up in your. Now we do have our blend shape that's kind of floating around in here. Let's put that together with the other yeah, let's put that together with the other ones. Yeah, so this should be in the blend shape, should be like kind of put together. I'm gonna highlight the blend shape control curve. Let's connect this to our let's connect this to our head module over here. Yeah, so I'm gonna select this one. Go select this one right here. I'm just gonna do a parent. Yeah, so control curve, head control curve. Yeah, so shift select and then press P. That way when the character rotates, yeah, the control curve will turn. However, when we do rotate the character, yeah, so rotate in X, yeah, the we won't have this like rotating back also. All right, so it's looking pretty good. Okay, and looks like our character rig is set. The last thing we really have to do is kind of hide all of our we definitely have to hide all of our blend shapes, yeah, because we don't really need those anymore. So I'm gonna jump into here. I'm gonna go and find our I'm gonna go find our blend group. Yeah, so if you can click on that one, and then I'm gonna hide it by switching this visibility to off. Yeah, so we're switching that visibility to off. Okay, you should have your character already at this point. The other thing that we're gonna do and make sure it's working is we're going to make sure that we don't accidentally select the character. So if you can put this one back to R. Yeah, so if you keep pressing that, get it to R. Okay, and then it should be all good to go. And the only thing you can select is gonna be, or should be, your controls. Yeah, if you can also do the same thing for these other ones, so if you could put R for all of the what is it, like hairstyles and stuff like that too. Yeah, that way when you do click and drag on anything, the only controls you can mess with are going to be your control curves. Yeah. All right, okay, and then so you should be set. Okay, feel free to test out your character. We are going to be animating this next.